Phenomenal afternoon at the J Davidson Stadium. Altrincham have beaten Barnsley by a goal to nil, and we're talking to manager Lee Sinnott. Lee, it wasn't a fantastic game of football, but what a performance from the players out there.
I totally agree with you, Brian. It was a tense game, wasn't it? Quality, obviously, I think both teams can do better, but I can only comment on us. I think we can do better, but for true grit, which was a major ingredient that we showed today, you couldn't fault the players. They ran themselves into the ground, and of course, being 1-0, you're going to expect Barnsley to try and force an equaliser. So we knew we'd be put under pressure, and I thought we stood up to it very well. In fact, I wouldn't say either keeper's been overworked in the game. So yeah, brilliant result for everybody concerned with Altrincham Football Club.
First half, not much in it. They maybe had more of the ball, but we possibly had the better chances, and we certainly held our own, probably shaded it. And I'm sure you were comfortable at 0-0 at half-time.
Yeah, I mean, I had a little dig at the players. I just thought we could have done better with the ball. Our decision-making a couple of times could have been a little bit better. Maybe the occasion was, got to our thought process a little bit. Yeah, I'd agree with you that... We had a couple of opportunities where they're not glaring chances, of course they're not, but I just thought we could have done better, and that's why I mentioned to the players at half time, to look after the ball just a little bit better and have a bit of better decision making. I mean, they're wonderful if they come off, but you don't see many 40-yard goals, do you, when you're shooting? So, but I had a word with the players at half time, and full credit to them. I mean, I missed the goal. It was straight after half time, wasn't it? I was a minute or two a little bit late out. I heard the roar, but then it's one of those games, being at home because of how many supporters have got in the family stand and that, you're thinking, is it a roar for them? But yeah, players did extremely well to see it through.
We spoke to Sean Densmore and Tom Marshall at half-time, and they were very positive about the way the game was going to end up. But within literally a couple of minutes of speaking to them, we'd scored that goal. And I don't know if you've already seen it, but it was quite similar in many ways to the goal that beat Chester. It was a free kick on that occasion from Jordan, and this time it was Ryan Crowther's shot, but Reevesy was there again.
Well, he comes alive in the penalty box, doesn't he? I heard that Ryan's dropped his shoulder, cut inside, and pulled the trigger, which is what we wanted him to do. That was part of the game plan, to see if he could get Ryan running at the fullback. And Reeves, he's always, when he did it against Torquay, didn't he? Sniffed a goal out there. So it's like I say, he comes alive in the box, and that's a valuable asset.
And then slowly but surely, Barnsley have put us under an awful lot of pressure, but the heroic defending was unbelievable from 1 to 11.
It was, yeah. You cannot fault, the people who come on as substitutes as well. What you find with those games, it's 1-0, isn't it? You are, human nature makes you try and protect what you've got. Hence, the game goes into a certain pattern. People get tired because we're running after the ball more. It's just it's a normal process now. To completely change that means a completely radical change of tactics. It means going a little bit gung-ho to try and relieve the pressure, and will that work? So the substitutions were made accordingly, just to keep two banks, so we could just try and keep Barnsley at arm's length. I don't think we were really cut open, were we, in that aspect? I think there's one last tackle by Scott Leather, but we kept our shape pretty well. And of course, then you just want to counter, but you'll only have one probably countering, won't you? Like Michael did, like Reevesy's gone down in the channel a couple of times. So you know how the game's going to pan out. You just try and hold the course.
And the conditions were incredibly difficult in the second half. Were you comfortable with that?
The longer, I didn't mind the conditions. It didn't concern me. I think they're great football conditions. It's not windy. It's a bit of rain going on, nice and greasy. But obviously, as time goes on, you think, 20 minutes. Let's see what happens for the next 10, and then it's 10 minutes. It's human nature, isn't it, to see, can we see this out, or could we steal another one? I thought we saw it out very well. If I'm honest, yeah, proud of them.
And we're into the second round now for the first time in, I think, about 13 years. It's a big achievement for the club.
It's nice to see that cup pedigree that Altrincham's well known for, isn't it? Maybe it's gone away for a decade or a little bit longer. I'm not too sure of the exact date, but no, it's alive and kicking, and I'm pleased for everybody within the football club, people who have known those kind of days in the 80s as well. That we've had another one tonight. We came close 2 or 3 years ago with Burton away, when we drew 3-3. But yeah, pleased for everybody.
That's Lee Sinnott, Altrincham manager, after a phenomenal 1-0 victory over Barnsley in the Emirates FA Cup first round this afternoon. And we now look forward to Monday night's draw on BBC Two at 7 p.m.